Well, before the weekend comes to a close, I thought I'd take a few minutes and show off the new toy that I got. This is the Smith Wesson M&P9 Pro series, obviously chambered in 9mm. I've been doing a little research, thinking about getting into IDPA and doing some competitive shooting in there, trying to get a little bit more proficient with the handgun. And I wasn't really satisfied with the Beretta 92F that I've used. I've had this gun for probably 20-25 years now, and this is I got this shortly after I ETS'd out of the military, and I've put a few rounds through it over the years. But I wasn't really pleased with the single stage, double stage trigger. The first pull is fairly aggressive. That's the double action pull on there, which is probably 10 to 12 pounds. And then from there it goes to the single action, which is closer to 4 pound. But I just wasn't really that accurate with it on the initial shots, and certainly overall on follow-up shots. I've always held tight groups with this, but they're always to the left. So like I said, I've been doing a little bit of research, looking for a replacement for the Beretta 92F, and I came across the Smith & Wesson M&P9 in the Pro series. Read a lot of good reviews on this. And as it turns out, it is a very easy to operate, accurate handgun. I've headed out to the range this weekend for the first time and had an opportunity to kind of put it through its paces a little bit. I've put probably 150 rounds through it by now. But initially I took it side by side with the Beretta this was at 7 yards. That's the Beretta, you know, with the classic off to the left and low just a little bit. And the first magazine that I put through with the Smith & Wesson at 7 yards, before I even got a feel for the trigger or anything, it was pretty centered. That was kind of impressive to see that. Took it out to 15 yards with the Smith & Wesson, and again, fairly good groupings. 7.5, yeah, within the 8-inch one flyer there. I also did a couple of spot shots there on the smaller 2-inch target. I was able to get those in. Brought it back into 7 yards, and that was just standard shooting, 1 second between shot, nothing real quick, and then trying to zero in here. And I know you notice that all of them shot just a little bit low at 7 yards. So I'm sure that that's just a matter of getting used to the front sights. As you can see on this, it's got the green optic front, which is real easy to grab. It's got the low profile blacked out back, but for me that's real easy to see. So now that I've got it back from the range, I was going to take a minute and clean it out real quick, and hopefully there won't be too much to this. Now this one has the requirement of the trigger mechanism on the inside being flipped down. If for some reason you don't, then all that you have to do is pull the trigger and it'll slide right off. And the little mechanism on the inside is the little yellow wire that's inside there. You can see that sticking up. Really nothing to that. If you don't want to release the trigger, I guess you could push that down out of the way. Similar to the Beretta 92F, there's really nothing to field stripping this down. let's get something. Yeah, there we go. Not a lot of pieces to it, and really it shouldn't be that dirty. I've got about 200, let's see, yeah, about 225 rounds of 9mm Remington that I shot through there, which that really kind of shoots clean for me, at least compared to the Winchester White Box 9mm 115 grain. Yeah, it's not real bad. So let's take a minute and just wipe it down real quick, see what kind of damage we did to it. And like I said, this is replacing the Beretta 92F that I've had for decades. I've never really shot the Beretta dead-on pinpoint accurate, but that's not really a design of that handgun. I can certainly hold 2-inch groups at 15 yards. That's pretty easy to do, but with this one right out of the box with the Smith Wesson M&P9, this thing was much more accurate, and that trigger pull is fantastic. I was looking at the Glock 34 for IDPA. The Glock seems to rule the roost. I didn't really care for the feel of the Glock, and the trigger to me felt, I don't know, spongy. I don't know, I've never really gravitated towards the Glock handguns, and Smith & Wesson, made in the USA. I've got a couple of Smith revolvers from the collection, the family collection that I've got. So I thought I'd go over and take a look at the M&P, and it was very nice. In fact, the M&P standard trigger felt very similar to the Glock, probably a 4.5 to 5 pound trigger pull. Crisp, broke clean, but then I felt the M&P Pro, and there was certainly quite a bit of difference there with that. A lot smoother, less tension on it. Yeah, that's not bad at all. To me it feels a lot more like a 1911 trigger. You take up the slack on it. Boy, that cleaned up quick. Let me hit that again. You take up the slack on it, which is, you know, maybe 1/4 of an inch, and then it breaks like a glass rod. There is no give to it at all, and the reset on it is very short. I'll show you that in just a minute. See if I can run one more through here. Yeah, there's still a little in there. Like I said, I've only got a couple hundred rounds through here. That's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Well, it cleans up easy. Yeah, I can see a little bit of fouling here by the spring. Almost like it's a little burn. No, just fouling. And let's see. Well, I didn't bring my grease over with me, so I'll just go with little drops of oil. As with any semi-automatic, just a drop or two on the rail will do it. Got a wear point there. Anywhere you see the finish wearing off. Well, it certainly cleans up easy. And assembly is a snap. I'll show you the reset that I was talking about. That was the reset right there. Let me see if I can get that in a little bit closer. Now let's try that again. That was the reset right there. It kind of jumps forward. There. Not much to reset. There's a little forward pressure, but there. Boy, that's hard to see. Okay, so anyway, that's an idea of the reset on the trigger. This is just, well, fairly quick cleaning. That was kind of surprising, but quick cleaning and review of the Smith & Wesson M&P9 Pro series. Hope you enjoyed the video. See ya.